class. Record. Okay, good morning. Okay, so wait. Okay, so in my list, you are 5 in the class. But some of you are modular. So I think there are 2 because only 3 have joined the Google Classroom. Okay, so let's start our class. Maybe Jennifer cannot join the meeting. So we can start. Okay, so welcome to our subject, statistics and probability. Okay, so I just want to introduce myself first, since it is our first time to meet online, right? So we are communicating in group chat, in Messenger, we are communicating in the Google Classroom, but this is our first time for a virtual class, right? So nice meeting you all. So I am May Ann Marie de la Cruz. I am a licensed professional teacher, and I am a graduate of Bachelor of Secondary Education major in mathematics. So I'm a math major. So I'm 26 years old and I'm from Anda, Pangasinan. So I am just a part-time instructor and teacher at PAS College. So I just started last January 24. That's why in your week 1, in your first week, right, the class started, what date is it? 17, if I'm not mistaken. So the beginning of the semester started last January 17. But I started on January 24. That's why yung week 1 ninyo nabakantihan, right? So this is actually our week 2 already. And last week, you just did your modules I just posted in the Google Classroom, and then this is our first time meeting. So whenever we have a virtual class or we will have a Zoom meeting, I will be informing you 1 week before the meeting, okay? So sana lagi tayong active in reading the messages in the Google Classroom or in our GC. Okay? Did you get it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I also want to know more about you. Okay, so how about you? Okay, so I want to unmute yourself one by one and then introduce yourself. Just tell me your name, your age, where are you from, and your short description of what you expect in our subject. Okay, who wants to be the first? Who wants to talk first? You can use the virtual raise of hands. Okay. I will call you one by one na lang. Okay. Who is the first one? Kaaya or where's the other one? What's the last name? Kaaya. Okay, let's go first to Rizalyn, since she's the first one who joined the meeting a while back. Okay, Rizalyn, can you tell me your name, your age, where are you from, and your short description about your expectation in this subject?
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Rizalyn G. Kaaya. I'm 16 years old, turning 17. I'm from Poblacion, Bani, Pangasinan, and my expectation of our subject is about the discipline and concern.
Okay, thank you, Rizalyn. Okay, you're from Bani. Okay. How about Rowena? Pasis, is it Pasis or am I correct in pronouncing your last name?
Opo, ma'am. Pasis.
Okay, Rowena Pasis. Okay, can you introduce yourself?
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Rowena M. Pasis. I'm 16 years old. I live in Cayuca, Almina City, Pangasinan. And I hope to learn in this subject is something that I can use or some knowledge that I can use in the near future.
Okay, very good. Well said, Rowena. Okay, thank you. So I'm hoping that we can all reach your expectations in this subject. Okay, so I'm also looking forward that you will have a good communication, participation in this class so that each one of you can learn. Okay, so let's start. So let's have a lesson recap. Okay, since we haven't meet each other last week, so let's have a recap. If you really read your notes that I posted in the Google Classroom. Okay, so your lesson last week is all about what? Okay, can you tell me first what's your topic last week? Anyone? Rizalyn, what was our topic last week? Hello?
Hindi ko, wait lang po, ma'am.
Okay. Did you see it already, Rizalyn?
About
ma'am.
random and variables discrete.
Okay.
Discrete
So it's
po.
about, okay, the random variables. So in a random variable, we will identify if it is a discrete or continuous. Do you still remember how to identify if it is discrete or continuous? Rowena, when do we say that the random variable is discrete?
Yung natatandaan kong sa binasa ko, yung discrete, ma'am, yun yung number ng isang bagay, like number of childrens. Parang
Okay.
ganun, ma'am.
Okay, number.
Tapos yung continuous naman, ma'am, tungkol sa amount, parang amount of sugar, amount
Okay.
of ganun, ma'am. Right?
Very good. Yes, yes, very good. Okay, so when we say discrete, okay, so let's go back to our presentation last week. So we can say that a random variable is a discrete random variable if the set of possible outcomes is countable. Okay, when we say countable, we can count it. Okay, we can count it with the use of our fingers, with the use of any measuring tool, as long as we can count it. Okay, so that is discrete random variable. It is countable. Okay, so say for example, in our class, we can count the number of students in statistics and probability. Okay, is that discrete or continuous? Rizalyn. Let's have Rizalyn first. Okay, the number of students in statistics and probability, is that discrete or continuous? Rizalyn?
Ano po yung tanong, ma'am?
Okay, I'll repeat the question. Right. Discrete random variable is said to be countable. Okay, my question is, in our class, the number, when we say it is the number of students in statistics and probability, is that discrete or continuous random variable? The number of students in the class.
Ano po yun, ma'am, kung ilan kami dito, ma'am?
No. I-identify mo kung discrete siya or continuous siya. Okay? Sabi natin, ang discrete is nabibilang. Pwede nating bilangin, nakakount natin siya using our fingers, using measuring tool. Okay,
Agets ko na po, ma'am.
Okay. Is it discrete or continuous? What?
Discrete po.
Okay, discrete. Very good. So it is a discrete random variable. Did you get it also, Rowena? I know you got
Opo,
it.
ma'am.
Okay, very good. Okay. Since when I check already your result or your scores in your activity in the Google Classroom last week, and I saw your scores, and it's amazing. Okay, it's almost perfect. Meron lang iilang item na hindi nakuha, pero it's still passing. Did you receive your scores?
Opo,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay. Are you
Yes, ma'am.
satisfied with your
Ako kung
scores?
sasaktan.
Are you satisfied?
Ay, opo.
Okay. Parang hindi.
May mali pong isa.
Okay, may maling isa. Okay, pero nakita mo yung comment ko doon? Parang nagbigay ako ng private comment kung ano yung mali. I know it's it's other activity pala. Okay, yung isa lang pala, your answer is continuous or discrete. Okay, napagbaliktad mo lang siya. Okay, but
Opo.
upon reviewing your scores, I'm glad kasi we didn't even discuss it. I just posted a material, I just posted a slide presentation, and you did it alone. You reviewed it alone, right? Without the help of the teacher. So I'm happy that you understand what is the difference between the discrete and continuous random variable. Okay, so let's go to, these are the examples of discrete, the number of children in a family, number of ants born tomorrow, the volume of milk bought at the store. Okay, volume kasi we can measure it, right? We can measure it using a measuring tool. Okay, pwede tayong gumamit ng measuring cup to measure the volume of milk bought at the store. Tsaka naka-pack siya, di ba? And you can see in the package of it that there is a description about the volume of that liquid. Okay, how about the continuous random variable? Okay, I'll just read it so that it will be quick. Okay, because it's just a recap. Okay, a random variable is a continuous random variable if it takes on values on a continuous scale. Okay, so it often represents measured data. Say, for example, the height, weight, temperature. Okay, so yun yung continuous variable. It is the opposite of discrete variable. Hindi, mahirap siyang i-count. Okay? Yung height, pwede ba natin, we can measure it, but we cannot count it. O yung height niya, 2. Pwede ba? Pwede ba yon? Okay. Yung height ni Rowena, 2. O, yung height niya pwedeng 5, pwedeng 5'1". Pwede ba yon?
Hindi po, ma'am.
Hindi, di ba? How about the weight? Pwede bang yung weight ni Rizalyn is 45 kilograms at saka 48 kilograms?
Hindi po.
Hindi rin. Okay? So that is what we call continuous random variable. Okay? Example, yung amount of sugar in a coffee. It's hard to measure it. Right? O time to finish a test. Hindi naman pwedeng 2 yung oras para matapos mo yung test. O ang sasabihin mo, natapos ko yung test ng 1 oras. Tapos natapos ko din yung test ng 2 oras. Pwede ba yun? 2 ang description mo about the time you finish the test? Okay, no. Height of a man. Hindi pwedeng 2 ang maging height ng man. Okay? So it is continuous random variable. Did you get it? Did you get it?
Yes, ma'am.
You can unmute yourself. Since, okay, our class, since you are just 3 in the class, actually, 2 nga lang tayo ngayon, 2 lang kayo ngayon, we are just 3, magiging parang tutorial ang discussion natin. Okay? So, just be comfortable while we are having our class. Okay? So, I'll share another screen a while back. Saan na ba yun? Wala. Okay. So, we are done with the recap. So, you understand already what is discrete and continuous random variable? Did you
Yes
get it?
po, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Okay, so let's now go to our new lesson. Okay, did I post it already? I think yes. I scheduled it already to be posted at 9:30 a while ago. Okay. Okay, now our topic is about random variables and probability distribution. Okay, so we are going to construct now the probability distribution uh of a certain data. Okay, so what are our learning objectives? Rizalyn, can you read the first two learning objectives? Rizalyn, can you read the first two learning objectives?
Illustrate probability distribution for a discrete random variables and its properties.
Okay, but the second one more, Rizalyn.
Computes probabilities corresponding to a given random variable.
Okay, thank you. How about Rowena? Can you read the last two learning objectives?
Illustrate the means of a discrete random variables. Calculate the means of a discrete random variable.
Okay, thank you. So that is our learning objective. So at the end of the lesson, you need to achieve those learning objectives. Okay, so what is or how do we construct a probability distribution? Okay, it's quite long. So I'm sorry, I don't have yet the whiteboard and whiteboard marker so that I can show you more the solution. Maybe on the next meeting, I can bring it already so that mas maintindihan pa natin on how to construct this, on how to solve the probability distribution. Okay, so a discrete probability distribution or a probability mass function consists of the values a random variable can assume and the corresponding probabilities of the values. Okay, so what are the properties of a probability distribution? Take note of this, this is important, the first one and the second one. So the probability of each value of the random variable must be between or equal to 0 and 1. Okay, now my question is, when we say it is a number between 0 and 1, what do you think are the numbers? Is it a whole number, a negative number, a positive number, or a fraction, or what? Anyone? Oh, it's a number between 0 and 1. What are the numbers in between 0 and 1? Rowena?
Ma'am, between the 0 and 1, ma'am.
Yes. What are the numbers? What are the possible numbers that you can see in between 0 and 1?
0.5, ma'am.
0.5. Okay, that can be. Okay, 0.5. What else? You can unmute. Kahit di ko na kayo tawagin. You can unmute if you want to talk.
0.6, ma'am.
0.6, yes. How about fraction? Can it be like 1/2, 1/4, 3/8? Okay, is that a number in between 0 and 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. So the probability in a random of the value in each random variable should be a fraction or a decimal that is only between 0 and 1. Okay, did you get it? So hindi pwedeng magkaroon ng value ng random variable na 1.2, 2.5. Hindi pwedeng magkaroon ng value which is greater than 1. Hindi rin pwedeng magkaroon ng value which is lesser than 0. Okay? Did you get it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, the sum. How about the sum? Okay, say for example, we have solved already all the values of the random variable. We are going to add them. Okay, when we add the values of the random variable, it must be equal to 1. Take note of this kasi it is a part of your activity that I posted in the Google Classroom. So baka magtaka kayo, paano nga kunin ito? Paano masasabi na na property ito ng probability distribution? Paano masasabing hindi? Okay, so when you add all the values of the probability or of the random variable, it should be equal to 1. Okay? Kapag ang sum or kapag in-add mo lahat and the sum is not equal to 1, meaning it is not a probability distribution. Okay? It's not correct. Did you get it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Okay, so let's take an example, this one. Okay, example number 1. I know you know this already. Ito, lagi nating nagagamit tong example na to. The number of tails, the number of heads, right? In a tossed coin. Okay, since we have, suppose we have 3 coins that are tossed. Okay, meron tayong 3 coins. Kahit magkakaparehong coin pa yan, it's okay. Okay, and then, we will let y be the random variable representing the number of tails that occur. So we will just use y, the variable y or capital letter Y to represent the number of tails that occur. Right, in the previous activity, you write the sample space. Diba? How do we write the sample space? Ano ba yung sample space? Those are the possible outcomes. Nag-toss tayo ng 3 coins. Ano yung pwedeng lumabas? Pwedeng head, head, head. Or H, H, H. Right? Oh, can you give another one? Another sample space, Rowena.
TTH, ma'am.
TTH. Very good. Rizalyn, can you give one? Rizalyn?
HTH, ma'am.
HTH. Okay. So those are the examples of a sample space. Diba? Marami yon. So if we are tossing 3 coins, ang lalabas na sample space ay 8. Okay, 8. So there are 8 possible outcomes from the 3 coins that are tossed. Okay? So now, in the 3 tossed coins, okay, we will find the probability of each of the values of the random variable y or the number of tails. Okay? So this one, of course, the first step that we're going to do is determine the sample space. Okay? We are going to determine the possible outcomes in the problem. Okay? So ano yung mga possible outcomes there? Andiyan na nakalagay. TTT, TTH, THT, HTT, HHT, HTH, PHH, and HHH. So how many are they? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are 8 possible outcomes or 8 sample space all in all. Did you get it?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, very good. Okay, step 2, after getting the sample space or the possible outcomes, okay, we will get the value of the random variable y. Okay? So ayan, bibilangin lang natin since we are getting the value or the value of the random variable y, which is tail, in the possible outcomes or in the sample space, we are just going to count the t since we are looking for the value of the t. Okay? So in TTT, how many t are there?
3, ma'am.
Okay, 3. TTH, we have 2. Okay, so we're just going to count all the t. Okay? Ayan. So meron na tayo dito, value of the random variables. Okay, I think this is the last one kasi hindi ko na siya na tapos. Okay, I'll stop sharing. Pero nakakasunod naman kayo, right? Okay, so wait. I'll just look at the other. Okay. So dito na lang tayo sa kasi X and probability. Okay. Wait lang. Yan. We will just use this one. Ayan. Can you see it? Can you see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So step 2 is we will count or we will find the value of the random variables y or the tails. So we're done. So ayan yung mga value. We have 3, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, and 0. Okay, since they are 8, there are 8 possible outcomes. Okay, after getting the value of the random variable y or the tails, number 3, we are now getting the probability. Okay, so now we will count. We will count. So we will write what are the possible value of the random variables that we see. What are the possible or what are the values? Diba? Meron tayong makikitang 0, right? Tama?
Yes. Opo.
Meron din tayong makikitang 1. Meron ding 2. Meron ding 3. So how many how many or what is the number of or how many number or how many tails can we see in the value of the random variable? So 0, 1, 2, and 3. Meron tayong 4. So here in number 3, ayan, so dito, nakikita natin 0, 1, 2, and 3, right? Okay, paano natin kukunin ngayon si probability? Okay, just like what I've said a while ago, the probability should be at the middle of 0 and 1. Or it can be a fraction or a decimal, not greater than 1, not less than 0. Okay, okay, so we have listed the possible values of the random variable. We have 0, 1, 2, and 3. In getting the probability, okay, let's focus first in 0. How many possible outcomes are there all in all? First question, how many possible outcomes are there all in all? Ilan ang possible outcomes lahat?
8, ma'am?
Okay, 8. Very good. There are 8. So yung 8 na yon, the total possible outcomes, kung ilan yung number ng possible outcomes, that will be your denominator. Okay? Did you get it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then, yung numerator, saan natin kukunin? Oh, here in 0, your numerator is 1. Saan natin nakuha si 1? What do you think?
Doon po sa ano, sa random variables.
Okay. Paano? Paano natin nakuha si 1? Okay. So, nakuha natin si 1 by counting how many zeros are there in the value of the random variable. Ilan ba ang 0 dito?
Isa, ma'am.
Okay, isa. That's why we have 1 over 8. Because numerator, which is 1, that is the number of 0. And then 8, that is the total number of possible outcomes. Did you get it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. While 1, ito naman, 1, we will count how many 1 are there. So 1, 2, 3. That's your numerator. And then your denominator is, of course, it's 8. O yung 2 naman, we will count the number of 2s. 1, 2, 3. So there are 3. And then your denominator is 8. And then how many 3s are there? Only 1. So that's your numerator, which is 1. And then your denominator is 8. And take note, in getting the probability, since it is a fraction, your answer should always be in the simplest form. Okay? I think you're already grade 11, so you know already how to reduce a fraction into its lowest term. Do you know it already? How to reduce a fraction in its lowest term? Rowena and Rizalyn, alam nyo na kung paano mag-reduce sa lowest term?
Yes, ma'am. Divide sa ano, sa possible,
Or sa
like 2.
no, how to reduce a fraction. So for example, 2 over 4. 'Di ba? Meron pang lowest term 'yon. So hanapin natin ang least common denominator, 'di ba? Kaya yung 2 over 4, ang value din niya is 1/2. Tama?
Opo, ma'am.
Okay, so you know that already. So yung probability nyo lagi, always reduce it into its lowest or simplest form. Okay? Okay, so that's our step 3. Naisulat na natin si probability. Okay, so let's have now 3, 4. Okay, let's have now the table. Okay, we just put it in a table. Okay, so 0, ang number of tails, the 0 is, the probability is 1/8. 1 is 3/8. 2 is 3/8. And 3 is 1/8. So those are the probability. Okay, this is already the probability distribution. Okay, now, how do we determine if the distribution represents a probability distribution? Okay, paano natin? It is part of your activity, ha? Okay, paano natin malalaman na ang probability represents a probability distribution? Probability distribution ba siya or hindi? Okay, so what will we do? Just like what I've said a while ago, the sum of the probability should be equal to 1. Ayan, so ano yung mga probability natin? 1/8, 3/8, 3/8, and 1/8. Anong gagawin natin sa 4 na probability na yan? Anyone?
Ililowest, ma'am?
Naka-lowest term na
Lowest.
sila lahat. Naka-lowest term na sila lahat. Ano ang gagawin natin next para ma-determine natin kung it represents a probability distribution?
I-decimal, ma'am?
Decimal. Pahihirapan pa natin yung sarili natin. Okay, so what will we do? I said what I've said, you need to add all the probability and the sum should be equal to 1. Okay? So let's add. Ipa-plus natin sila. So 1/8, ito na nasa baba. 1/8 plus 3/8 plus 3/8 plus 1/8. Ayan, we added them all. Since we have all the same denominators, we will just put it down. We will just copy and then add the numerators. Do you know how to add fractions? Alam niyo pa ba kung paano mag-add ng fractions?
Medyo, ma'am.
Okay, medyo. Okay, so kapag pareho ang denominator, pag pare-pareho lahat ng denominator, copy. Just copy the denominator. And then add the numerator. Did you get it? Pero pag hindi pare-pareho ang denominator, kailangan natin silang gawing pare-pareho. How? We need to get the LCD or LCM and then get the similar fraction. Okay? Kukunin natin yung the equivalent fraction. Ayan, kapag pare-pareho na sila ng denominator, we can proceed now in adding the numerator. Okay? So here, in this case, gawin ko ang malaki para makita natin lahat. Okay, ayan. So meron tayo dito, the formula in getting the sum or in getting the summation. Itong letter, parang letter E siya. Can you see it? The symbol.
Opo, ma'am.
Okay, we call that summation. Okay, summation. Wait, I'll just type it here. Can you see me typing?
Opo.
Ayan, summation. Okay, that is what we call that symbol. So the summation of P of Y, or P of Y is the probability. So we are just going to add the P of Y sub 1 plus P of Y sub 2 plus P of Y sub 3 plus P of Y sub 4. Meaning we will add the first probability, second probability, third probability, and fourth probability. Okay, so let's add. 1 plus 3.
4, ma'am.
Plus 3.
7 po.
Plus 1.
8 po.
Okay, so 8, right? And then since they have all the same denominators, we will just copy, right? So 8/8. What is 8/8 in lowest term?
1, ma'am.
Okay, it's 1. Now, is the distribution represent a probability distribution?
Opo.
Yes, it is. Did you get it? It's easy, right?
Opo.
Okay. So you can also check the second example since it's 10:13 already. Ang ano lang natin is 30 minutes. But it's okay if we extended. Is it okay?
Okay lang po,
Okay.
ata.
How about Rizalyn?
Okay lang po, ma'am.
Okay lang. Okay, so hindi. Don't worry. Tatapusin ko na to. Okay, so let's have the second example. You may check it in the Google Classroom because I posted it. It's the same process. Okay, just review it and then check if the sum of the probability is 1, meaning it represents a probability distribution. Okay? Next. Okay, how about in computing the mean of a discrete probability distribution? Okay, listen ha, listen. So, how do we compute the mean of a discrete probability distribution? This is the last one. This is the last one and it's very short. Okay. Ayan, natapos na nating kunin ang probability ng bawat sample space. Right? Yung ginawa natin kanina. Ngayon, paano naman natin kunin or computein ang mean ng discrete probability distribution? Okay, it's just simply, okay, we're just going to add, okay, wait, this one first. We will multiply. There are process in getting the mean of the discrete probability distribution. Okay, I'll just make it smaller. Okay, first is, of course, construct the probability distribution of the random variable. Just like we did a while ago. Okay? Diba? Nakuha niyo yun kanina? Diba? Meron tayong value dito. So, for example, yung value natin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then ito yung probability. Okay, let's go back first. Example natin kanina. Ayan. Ito yung ano natin. Ito yung value natin. So, in getting the mean, ang gagawin lang natin, we will multiply the value of this one, the value of y, number of tails, and then the probability. Gagawin lang natin, ito times lang natin. We will just multiply. Okay? Let's have this example. Okay. Halimbawa, yung number of items ng isa sa grocery. Yung isang item is, number niya is 1 lang. Isang item lang yung ano na yun. Say for example, this is toothpaste. There's only one toothpaste in the grocery. Isa na lang. And then here, the soap, meron na lang 2. And then shampoo, we have 3 na lang. Milk, there are 4. And then, what's the last one? It can be a coffee. There are just 5. Now, we will get the probability distribution. Okay? So for example, we get already the probability. Next is, ayan, we will multiply now the value of the random variable x by the corresponding probability. Multiply lang. Can you follow? Can you follow?
Opo.
Okay. Okay, we will just multiply. So here, number of items, for example, is 1. Ang probability niya is 3/10. We will just multiply. How do we multiply? A whole number and a fraction. Easy lang yan. Just multiply the whole number by the numerator. So 1 times 3 is equal to 3. And then just copy the denominator. Are you getting it?
Opo.
Okay, very good. Okay, after multiplying the values now, na-multiply na natin, what will we do next? Okay, next step is add the results. Okay, ayan, we will add this now. So 3/10 plus 2/10 plus 3/10 plus 8/10 plus 15/10. Okay, ito, this is ano na lang. Okay, in multiplying the number of items and the probability, don't get the lowest term na. Okay, so that it will be easier for you to add it later on. Okay, para pare-pareho sila ng denominator, right? 10, 10, 10, and 10. Pare-pareho sila ng denominator, right? Okay, so mas madali nating i-add. I-add lang natin ngayon yung mga numerators nila. So 3 plus 2, what is 3 plus 2?
5, ma'am.
Plus 3.
8 po.
Plus 8.
16 po.
Plus 15.
31 po.
Okay, 31. Ayan siya. So 31, and then just copy the denominator, the common denominator. And then you will divide it, of course. 31 divided by 10. The answer is 3.1. Ayun lang, ganun lang kadali ang pag-solve ng mean. Madali, right?
Opo. Ma'am, may tanong ako.
Yes.
Yung mean po ba, hindi na po susundin yung nandun sa taas, yung equal lang siya sa 1 or less the, hindi na po less ng 0.
Okay. Yung kanina, it is just in the probability. Ito lang siya. Dito lang yon. Sa probability, ito lang. Kapag i-add mo siya. Sa probability lang yan, under the probability. This one.
Okay po.
Okay? And you can just identify if it is a probability or not kapag in-add mo sila lahat. So 3, 4, 5, 7, 10 over 10, and that is equal to 1. So meaning, itong situation na to, it is a probability distribution. Diba? Ito lang, dito lang yon. Pero in solving the mean, hindi yun applicable. Okay?
Okay. Ma'am, tapos may question pa po ulit ako.
Yes, yes.
Yung answer po ba dapat decimal lang?
In this one, it
Opo.
can be decimal or it can be a fraction. Pero in solving the mean, it's preferably a decimal na lang.
Okay po, ma'am.
Sa mean ha, decimal. Okay, as you can see
Opo.
this one, look at the symbol. Ayan, ano siya? Para siyang letter U na merong line. Okay, that symbol represents a mean. Okay? Yung iba, ang ginagamit nila is X. Wait. Can you see me typing?
Opo.
Okay, X. And then meron silang line sa taas. Yung iba, yan din ang ginagamit. Wait, I'm just using a line. Ayan, ganyan siya kasi ang liit. Nakita niyo yung line sa taas ng X?
Opo.
Okay, ganyan. Ganyan ang symbol ng mean. Okay, it can be like this one, or yung X na mayroon siyang hindi siya underline, line above. Okay?
Okay po.
So, ayun. That is how we solve the mean of a probability distribution. Madali lang, di ba?
Yes, ma'am.
Rizalyn, easy lang, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I hope you understand. Okay, I'll stop sharing first. Okay, I hope that you understand our lesson for today. So it's just about how to get up the probability, how we identify if that probability is a probability distribution, and how to get or how to solve the mean. Okay, do you have any question?
Ma'am, ako po.
Yes.
Ma'am, yung gradings po ba namin, kasama po yung recitation? Parang ganun.
Recitation, yes, of course, that is under the participation. Pero kasi in our school, hindi kasi required na say for example, hindi ka naka-attend ng meeting, hindi pwedeng absent ka nun. Kasi we know that some of you are having hard time in finding the internet connection, in the signal, di ba? So, ito lang, kapag ka nag-discuss tayo and you attended the meeting, of course, kailangan nyo din mag-participate. Di ba? Okay, so that's an additional point naman.
Okay po, ma'am.
So, kailangan nyo pa rin mag-participate, okay? So, before ending okay, do you have any question first?
Wala na po.
Okay, wala na. Okay, that's good. So, before ending our synchronous class, okay, I just want to remind you about the rules and regulations during an online class. Okay? Just like what I've announced in the Google Classroom, if we have a synchronous class, okay, you will be informed 1 week before the meeting. And we have already our GC, right? 3 lang naman kayo, 4 lang tayo sa GC. So, pwede rin tayong mag-inform, pwede rin ako mag-inform doon kung kailan meron tayong synchronous class. Okay? So maybe it can be every other week or it depends. It depends kasi kung mahirap ang lesson and I want you to understand it more, kailangan natin mag-synchronous. Okay? So I'll be informing you 1 week before the meeting. And before the scheduled time, please join 5 minutes before. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit late a while ago kasi right, I'm a part-time instructor, I'm a part-time teacher. Nag-tutor ako. So, hindi ko sila naiwan agad kanina. Okay? And then, if you weren't able to join the meeting will be recorded. So, okay lang kung hindi kayo maka-attend ng meeting. Pero wag naman sanang lahat kayo hindi makaka-attend ng meeting. Wala akong ikaklase. Okay? So, just like what I did, I recorded this class. And then, i-upload ko ito sa YouTube. Okay? In my YouTube channel. And then, I will copy the link in the Google Classroom so that you can still access it. Okay? Kung gusto niyo mapanood ulit yung klase natin, that can be. Okay? Andun
Okay
lang
po.
Okay. In submitting and complying the activities, tasks, quizzes, and assignments, please submit your answers on or before the deadline. Okay? Don't submit your task and activities late. Okay? Why? There will be a deduction of points if you submitted late. Okay? Each day, isang araw lang na hindi mo maipasa, there's a deduction. Kasi pangalawang araw na hindi ka pa rin nag-submit, there will be another deduction. Hanggang sa tumagal yan. Okay? Kasi mahirap maghabol ng grades. Okay? Baka kasi merong time na magko-comply lang kayo kapag kailangan na ng grade sa finals. Pag kailangan na ng grade sa midterm. No. Okay? Submit it on time. Diba? Ilang weeks ba ako nagbibigay ng time sa inyo para gumawa ng activities? Diba? I'm giving you 1 week. Okay, so 1 week is enough to do the activities. Hindi naman ganun kadami yung pinapa-activity namin. Okay, and your grades, the basis of your grades is class participation. Okay, yung attendance nyo kapag may Zoom meeting tayo and doing your assigned task. Okay? Pero kung reasonable naman ang dahilan kung bakit hindi kayo makaka-attend, I will accept it, of course. Okay, and then attendance, just comment on the task in the Google Classroom. Tapos na ba kayo? So, comment done. If you read it, acknowledge. Okay? And then quizzes, exams, values is submitting on time. And then, if you have a portfolio, okay? So I'm not giving you a portfolio. Maybe at the end of the semester or before the finals, I will give you a portfolio or project. Okay? Do you have any question about our lesson and the announcements or rules and regulations?
Wala na po, ma'am.
Okay, wala. Okay, so pwede bang nakaano ba kayo? Pwede mag-open camera so that makapag naman tayo picture. Naka-ano ba tayo? Can you open your camera first? Bago tayo mag-end. Since this is our first time to meet.
Apo, wait lang po.
Okay. Yun. Okay. Si Rizalyn. Hello, Rizalyn. How about Rowena? Ayun. Okay. Wait lang. Paano ba i-view? Yan na natin yung view. Ayan. Wait lang. Okay. Okay. Let's take a picture first. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Isa pa. Okay. Wait lang. Ba't tayo parang wait lang ha. Ba't ayaw mag-screenshot ng aking ano? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, thank you for participating in our class. Okay, and nice meeting you for the first time. Okay, goodbye, grade 11.
Goodbye, ma'am. Thank you po.
Bye.